George. Hi.
Hi.
The year was 2012. I was in a hotel room in Santa Maria, California, when on the TV came a video by Taylor Swift. Yes, MTV was actually playing a music video. But I'm not in Santa Maria, California today. I'm in Paris! Begin again. I always said next time I get back to Paris, I want to find the filming locations to that video. Well, it's been 4 years since that video came out. Let's see how much things have changed or how much they've stayed the same since then. Our first filming location is right here, the Pont des Arts Bridge. This is the first shot in the video. Taylor is standing just to the left of the vertical beam in the bridge. The Eiffel Tower is off to Taylor's left, and it's very apropos. Hey, I'm already speaking French. Yes, it's very appropriate that she is here because this was the Love Lock Bridge, where lovers or would-be lovers would attach a lock to the bridge in the hopes of having or keeping love in their life. And at the start of the video, Taylor is all alone in this beautiful city. Now, one thing that's changed since the video was filmed in 2012 is that all the love locks have been removed and replaced with plexiglass. Hey, that's not very romantic. Yes, sadly in 2015, the weight of all those locks was too much for this bridge to bear, and so they took off all the love locks. But the structural integrity of the bridge has been saved, so now you too can stand against the bridge, look off into the distance, and sing like Taylor Swift. Took a deep breath in the mirror. You never liked it when I wore high heels, but I do. Or something. Also, later on in the video, you will see Taylor walk right down the middle of the bridge, which is very safe since it's a pedestrian-only bridge. The big building in the background is the French Institute, a learning center and a huge library. For our next location, we're going to walk across the bridge and follow the path along the river. Let's go. It's hard to go in any particular order on this video because all the scenes are kind of shot and spliced together. So I'm going to try and go in some order as best as I can. So our next scene is right down this way. Taylor's walking down this little boulevard along the river here, and you will see her pass by these two boats. And those boats are still moored here in 2016. You will see Taylor walk right by these three cylinder-shaped pieces of the boat. And the second boat has a very distinct square cabin area. You will also see this statue of a horse and rider. That's Henry IV. As Taylor keeps walking down by the Seine River, she's going to eventually walk right under this bridge, this archway. This is the Pont Neuf Bridge, which means new bridge, which is ironic because it's now the oldest bridge in Paris. It was commissioned by Henry IV and it was completed in 1607. Check out those creepy faces up there. That's what I look like this morning without much sleep and feeling a little bit jet lagged. And finally, near the end of the video, Taylor makes it underneath this archway. Our next stop is right across the river to the very tip of that island. Let's go. Now, I should probably confess that I'm not a Taylor Swift superfan or anything. I don't even own any of her albums. But I do respect her as a musician, as a songwriter, as a singer, and I think the Begin Again song is a fantastic song, and it's a great video, so let's keep on exploring. Alright, we made it across the river, walking towards the tip of the Square du Vert Galant. This is where Taylor sits under a tree. As you can see, the tree is a bit more overgrown now and in need of a good trimming. Taylor's sitting here all alone, wondering if love will ever come her way. Yes, this is the Square du Vert Galant. It was named after Henry IV. It was called the Green Gallant because of his many mistresses despite his advanced age. He must have had some sort of ancient form of Cialis or Viagra. Viagra la France! I think that's how it originally went, right? Okay, let's continue on. Hey, there's Henry IV again. Probably on his way to see another mistress. The hardest location to find in the entire video is right down this street. This is Rue de Richelieu. And this is the street where Taylor goes shopping. It's only been in the video for about 3 seconds. You only see the inside of the store, and it took me a couple weeks to find out what store that was. And after weeks of internet sleuthing, searching, and going shop by shop, I finally found this place. Maison Kitsune.
Close.
Oh, you're closed? Oh, okay, sorry. They were closed, which is what I read online, but I tried the door and it opened. So I went in, got a few seconds of video. That's where Taylor tries on the clothes for those 3 seconds. I was inside Maison Kitsune just about as long as Taylor was in the video. Our next filming location is right here. This is Rue de Furstenberg. This is where Taylor rides her bike around this little square. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. First, the camera is looking southward as Taylor makes a right. Then it cuts to a shot looking west towards the storefronts. Then the camera cuts to another southward shot of the square. Later on in the video, you will see Taylor ride by this building. But in the video, for whatever creative reason, they mirrored the image. I guess they wanted Taylor to take a right instead of a left. I'm trying to not be too loud. There are some homes above this square. But I wish I had a bike right now so I could ride across the square just like Taylor. But I could run. I'm running across the square. I'm running around the square where Taylor rode her bicycle. The second hardest location to find is this bakery. This is the bakery where Taylor buys a tart. Those blue and white road barriers seen in the video are still here. Let's go inside. The display case is the same. Thankfully the tarts are not from 2012. In the video, Taylor's sitting right here. You can see tile artwork. There's a couple of birds on the tile work, an iron table. So that's where Taylor goes to get a tart. I just had the strawberry tart, very similar to the one that she had. It was quite yummy, and we're gonna continue on with our tour. Our next location is one of the turning points in the video. This is the cafe where everything changed for Taylor that day. This is La Palais Cafe. This is where Taylor was sitting. In the video, the table that she is at is pretty small. They must have moved some tables around for the video because the table is now a lot larger. Taylor is sitting just below the tiles. Now across the way, a guy notices Taylor sitting alone and he says to his friends, "Guys, I'm going for it, I'm going in." And he walks over to her and says hi. Hi. The guy she meets was sitting just to the right of the tile art of the two men. Just to the right of them. So he walks over and sits across from Taylor. Now watch what he does. He takes her picture, tells a joke, gets her to laugh, then boom, he's sitting right next to her. That guy is smooth. When I got here, the cafe wasn't open yet, but they were so kind and they let me come inside. They let me sit in the back room where the video was shot. I got to order an espresso and sit where Taylor sat. So if you come to La Palais Cafe, ask to sit in the back room, then go to the far left and you will see the seat where Taylor sat and where things started to begin again for her. Our next stop is this street. This is the street Taylor and her new friend from the cafe walked down. On Taylor's left, you will notice a lot of bars and railings, and here are all those bars and railings today. There's also a big metal and green barrier gate up right now. Also in the video, you will see this red building that Taylor's friend walks past. Now, if you keep walking down this same street, it will lead you to the next location that you will see throughout the entire video. And it's this stone pillar. This is the stone pillar that Taylor leans against while she's singing. The pillar is located just outside the Restaurant de Vert. Napoleon Bonaparte, Victor Hugo, and many dignitaries, aristocrats, and officials have dined here. And some say that the idea or genesis of the French Revolution sprang from dinner meetings at this very restaurant. And it's where, in 2012, Taylor Swift leaned just outside of it against this pillar and sang. You throw your head back laughing like a little kid. Later on, Taylor's friend from the cafe shows up, starts to get all handsy and touchy-feely. Seriously, this guy wastes no time. Maybe he had a plane to catch. Our next filming location is right through this gate. This is the bench that Taylor sits at in the video when she has her notepad, pen and paper. She's doing a little thinking, writing some notes down, maybe writing some poetry. It's right here. This is where Taylor was jotting down stuff in her notepad. You'll know you're at the right bench. If you're sitting on it, then you'll look to your left and you'll see this statue. It's all the way in the corner. On your right will be this building with some very distinct lines in the columns. You'll see those. This is the bench right in the corner. I'm sitting where Taylor sat. Pretty nice view. At the end of the video, Taylor is on top of a rooftop overlooking Paris, and that rooftop is the Intercontinental Le Grand. Now, unfortunately, you cannot access the terrace unless you're a superstar making a music video. Look at this view. Look familiar? So for a very similar view, like the video, come up to the top of the Galerie Lafayette Terrace, and you'll see the Opera, you'll see the Eiffel Tower, and it's just a 180-degree difference from the view that Taylor sees on top of the Intercontinental Le Grand. Here, let me give you a better view of where we're at. So here is where Taylor's at, on top of the Intercontinental Le Grand. Here's the Opera House right here, and we are just right up here on top of the Galerie Lafayette Terrace. So it's a very similar view. Over to the left over here, way off in the distance, is the Eiffel Tower. She's getting the front view of the Opera House. We're getting more of a backside view of the Opera House. So Taylor would be somewhere around right here, and we are right over here. Even if you're not interested in the video Begin Again, you must come up to the top of the Galerie Lafayette. It has an amazing bar, amazing drinks, a spectacular view, and did I mention they have amazing drinks? I've been spending the last 8 months thinking all love ever does is break and burn and end. But on a Wednesday in a cafe, I watched it begin again. I hope you have enjoyed this trip around Paris, looking at the filming locations of the video Begin Again. It's kind of a fun way to explore the city. If you ever have any kind of weird idea or any kind of just goofy passion project, go ahead and do it. All it takes is a start. I'm Stanley Foss. Au revoir. Au revoir.